I want to give you a little bit of background on this story. It says, take the classic story of jolly old St. Nicholas, place it in a Louisiana bayou setting, dress Santa Claus in muskrat from the top of his head to his toes, pile his skiff with toys, and hitch it with 8 friendly alligators. The result is this delightful version of an old familiar tale. It's Christmas on the Bayou. Conceived by J.D. Clay Jr., a retired Baton Rouge, Louisiana law enforcement officer, Cajun Night Before Christmas originally appeared as a Christmas message from Bergeron Clement Company of New Orleans. Under the fictitious name Trosclair, the story won a Clio Award in 1967 from the Academy of Television and Radio Advertising. The Clio statue, symbol of outstanding achievement and excellence in broadcast advertising, today is a prized possession of Alan Davis, whose agency generously granted permission to adapt the story to book form. So before, it was just told, before it was put in a book. The Acadian flavor of this Christmas tale clearly reflects the talents of Howard Jacobs, lecturer, longtime columnist from the New Orleans Conspicuous, and an expert on Cajun dialect. Y'all ready? Let me sit down. I'm not going to stay down, no. Can't stay down reading this school. Cajun Night Before Christmas by Trosclair. That's a good tonight. Edited by Howard Jacobs, illustrated by James Rice. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the house, they don't attend pass, not even a mouse. In French, we call that a souris. The children been nestled, good snug on the floor, and Mama passed the paper through the crack on the door. Then Mama in the fireplace done roast up the ham to stir up the gumbo and maybe the yams. Some good gumbo, mais ça c'est bon, ça c'est bon. Then out of the bayou, they got such a platter. It sound like old Boudreaux done fall off his ladder. I run like a rabbit to get to the door. I trip over the dog and fall on the floor. As I look at the door in the light of the moon, I think that you crazy. I got old too soon. Because there on the bayou, when I stretch my neck stiff, there's 8 alligators pulling the skin. And a little fat drover with a little pulling stick. I know right away, got to be old St. Nicholas. More faster and faster, the gator they came, he whistled and hollered and called them by name. Car Gaston! Hardy boy! Allons tu es, l'annoncé. J'étais existe, allons Celeste. And Renee. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, make crawl alligator. And they sure don't fall. Like pork flows cat through the treetop to fly when the big old hound dog helped run itself by. Like that up the porch, the old gator clod with the skiff full of toy and St. Nicholas behind. Then, on top the porch roof, it sounded like the hail when all them big gator done sat down their tail. Down the chimney, I yell with a band and St. Nicholas fall and sit on the yam. So clear, he explained it. A pig got a hole. And then I took some myself down in the red hot coal. I'll make it fresh for the children. He got to his foot and jumped like a cat out to the floor where he landed with a splat. He was dressed in muskrat from his head to his foot, and his clothes is all dirty with ashes and soot. A sack full of plaything he threw on his back. He looked like a brute, and that's it. His eyes, how they shine. His dimple, how merry. Maybe he been drank the juice from blackberry. His cheek was like rose, his nose like a cherry. On second thought, maybe he lap up the cherry. With snow white chin whisker and quivering belly, he shook when he laughed like the strawberry jelly. But a wink in his eye and a shook of his head made me confident that I don't got to be scared. He don't do no talking. Going straight to his work, put plaything in sock, and then turn with a jerk. He put both his hands there on top of his head, cast an eye on the chimney, and then he done said, when all that's fire and then burning hot flame, me, I ain't going back on the way that I came. So he run out the door and he climbed to the roof. He ain't no couillon, him for to make one more goof. He jumped in his skiff and he cranked his big whip. The gator moved down and gonna make one slip. And I hear him shout loud as a splash and he go, Merry Christmas to all, till I saw you some more.